Welcome back to Scania 787, where we bring you in-depth breakdowns of the biggest names, machines, and tech in the trucking world. Whether you're behind the wheel, working the tools, or just a diesel head like us, this is the spot where rubber meets the road. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a downshift. Let's get into it. Today, we're taking a deep dive into two of the most talked about heavy-duty truck engines on the road today, the legendary Scania V8 and the powerhouse Paccar MX-13. Both of these engines are built to pull hard, last long, and deliver performance where it counts most out on the open road, under load, and over the long haul. But when it comes down to it, which one truly stands out? Which one delivers the most bang for your buck? And which one would you rather have under the hood of your rig? Let's start with the Scania V8. It's more than just an engine, it's an icon. For decades, the Scania V8 has been the beating heart of European heavy-duty trucking. Known for its deep rumble and brute pulling power, the V8 isn't just an engine, it's a status symbol in many circles. There's a kind of pride that comes with driving a Scania V8. It's the type of machine that makes people turn their heads when you roll by. Scania offers several versions of its V8, ranging from around 520 horsepower all the way up to a monstrous 770 horsepower. That's right, 770 horses. The torque output. We're talking up to 3,700 Newton meters, or about 2,730 pounds-ft of torque. That's enough to move mountains literally. This isn't just about raw numbers either. The Scania V8 is known for delivering that power with smoothness, reliability, and surprising fuel efficiency, especially for an engine of its size and performance class. One of the big advantages of the V8 is how it delivers torque low in the rev range, which makes climbing steep grades or hauling extremely heavy loads much less of a chore. And Scania's engineers have continued to refine this engine over the years. It's Euro 6 compliant, uses a single turbocharger setup, and leverages a smart exhaust after-treatment system to keep emissions in check without compromising on power. Then there's the sound. Anyone who's driven or even stood near a Scania V8 knows that deep, throaty growl. It's not just about audio pleasure, either. It's a sound of power, and a reminder that you're handling something serious. For many, that rumble alone justifies the upgrade. But what about the Paccar MX-13? This engine might not have the legendary cult status of the Scania V8, but don't count it out. Built by DEF and widely used in Kenworth and Peterbilt trucks across North America, the MX-13 is a workhorse in its own right. This engine is all about smart, efficient power. The Paccar MX-13 comes in at up to 510 horsepower and around 1,850 pounds-ft of torque. Compared to the V8, those numbers might seem modest, but context is everything. The MX-13 is a 12.9-liter inline-six, built for long-haul consistency and fuel economy. It's not designed to be flashy, it's engineered to work hard, day in and day out, and keep maintenance and fuel costs under control. That's something a lot of fleet owners really care about. One of the strengths of the MX-13 is its weight. It's a lighter engine than the Scania V8, which translates to more payload capacity and often better fuel efficiency. It's also very quiet in operation and has been optimized over the years with improved internal friction coatings, enhanced cooling systems, and a variable geometry turbocharger that helps it stay responsive across a wide RPM range. Where the V8 is about raw, brute force and a unique driving experience, the MX-13 is about cost-effective performance and dependability. This is the kind of engine that just does its job, day after day, year after year. It's not going to make headlines, but it's going to keep the wheels turning, and that's what really matters in the long run for many operators. But let's talk about drivability. If you're behind the wheel for hours every day, you'll notice the difference in how these engines behave. The V8 has that instant grunt. It feels powerful from the moment you press the pedal. Especially when hauling up long inclines or when you're grossing near the limit, the V8 just pulls with confidence. You don't need to downshift as much, and you've got a wider torque band to work with. On the other hand, the MX-13 is no slouch. It's tuned for smooth torque delivery and great throttle response, especially in the mid-range. It may not have the wow factor of the V8, but it makes up for that with a refined, quiet ride and solid pull in everyday driving scenarios. Plus, when paired with a Paccar transmission and axle system, the whole powertrain is optimized to work together, which adds up to better efficiency and durability. Now, On the subject of maintenance and long-term reliability, both engines have solid reputations. The Scania V8, while incredibly durable, is a more complex engine. That means when it does need service, especially major service, it can cost more. Parts are expensive, and if you're outside of Europe, finding certified Scania techs can be a challenge. But that said, Scania has done a lot to simplify their latest V8 South, making them easier to service and more reliable than ever before. The MX-13 is built with serviceability in mind. It's a fleet favorite partly because it's relatively easy and inexpensive to maintain. Parts are widely available, service networks are broad, especially in North America, and uptime is the name of the game. That's one of the reasons why you see so many MX-13s in big fleet operations. They deliver consistent performance with minimal downtime. Fuel economy is another big consideration. The MX-13 generally comes out ahead here. It's lighter, more efficient, and built with long-haul economics in mind. When you're running thousands of miles every week, even small differences in fuel burn make a big impact on the bottom line. Paccar has optimized the MX-13 for exactly that: steady-state cruising, low RPM efficiency, and clean emissions. The Scania V8 isn't exactly a gas guzzler either. In fact, it's surprisingly efficient given its size and power. But let's be honest, if you're buying a V8, you're probably not doing it for the fuel savings. You're doing it for performance, prestige, and capability. It's a high-end engine for high-end needs. Let's not forget about the application side of things. If you're doing long-distance European transport, heavy haul, timber, mining, or anything that involves massive loads and tough terrain, the Scania V8 is hard to beat. It's got the power, the presence, and the pedigree to handle serious work in the toughest environments. The MX-13, meanwhile, fits perfectly in North American long-haul, regional, and even some vocational roles. It's versatile, durable, and cost-effective. For fleet managers looking to get the most miles out of every dollar, it makes perfect sense. But what if you're an owner-operator? That's where this comparison gets more personal. If you love driving, if you take pride in your rig, and if you're willing to pay a bit more for performance and sound and presence, the Scania V8 is like a dream machine. It's got soul. If, however, you're looking at the numbers, thinking about maintenance costs, fuel bills, and uptime, then the MX-13 makes a lot of sense. It's the practical choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, for many, it's the smart choice. At the end of the day, it comes down to what you value most. Performance or practicality, muscle or mileage, power or price. There's no wrong answer here, just different tools for different jobs. Both the Scania V8 and the Paccar MX-13 have earned their places at the top of the trucking world, and whichever one you choose, you're getting a well-engineered, road-tested engine that can handle the demands of the job. Thanks for riding with us today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment with your thoughts or your own experience with these engines, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Whether you're running V8 muscle or MX-13 brains, we've got you covered with the best truck talk on the net.